Hey everybody, welcome to Off the Vine. I'm your host, Kaitlyn Bristowe. Today we have the next Bachelorette, Jenn, on the podcast today. It was so nice to actually get to know her. I know we didn't get enough of her on The Bachelor, but talking to her today made me so excited to watch this season of The Bachelorette. We were talking about this yesterday. I talked to Charity about it, where you come off the show, you get so many opportunities, you get to do so many cool things, and then you will go through a phase where you go, what am I doing with my life?
Right.
And I will be there for you in that phase.
Thank
I'm here
you.
for you through it all.
Thank
but in that
you.
phase, I'm like,
Yeah.
trust me, it's a tough spot to be in.
It's a lot to figure out. It's a lot to like just process.
Yeah.
And yeah, I still don't really know where I'm going with it all, but I'm having fun with it.
Well, okay, let's talk about your 26.
Oh, how old I am?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 26.
Okay, 26.
Turning
So
27
when are you turning 27?
in November.
Okay, so
Very soon.
my favorite thing is, and everybody who watches this podcast and listens to it knows that I say 27 is one of the most pivotal years for women
Oh,
in the best way possible.
okay.
So the fact that you had this experience at 26, do you get told, or do you think you're an old soul, or do you feel like you're just... No? Okay. Well, you seem more mature for your age.
A little bit of everything.
Okay.
I definitely, I'm very introspective. I'm
Yeah.
definitely a thinker.
Yes.
But I'm also like, I also
You're very bubbly and
like
fun.
to live life and,
Yeah.
and be a little crazy sometimes. So
Well, you're Sagittarius, I learned. So you're
Exactly.
adventurous and psycho at the same time.
yes, absolutely.
I feel like, and we'll get into all of this about
Yeah.
how much you've learned about yourself through this process, but I want to start with some fun facts.
Oh.
Because yesterday I was talking to Charity and Dotton, and we were laughing about their fun facts. Because
God.
Charity was like, I never said that I wanted to live in Disney World. I never...
She didn't?
No. They also said she throws a mean axe. She's like, I've never thrown an axe.
Really?
So I'm wondering if your fun facts are true or not
Like
true.
from last season?
I don't know. You tell me. So here are some
true,
facts
yeah.
that I've learned about you through this research.
Oh, gosh.
You're dedicated to helping others.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
nice.
I've always been like that.
Really?
I think just like I like helping people.
Yeah.
I like just being able to be of help to somebody in
Yeah.
need. And I think it comes from my naturalness in like having empathy for other people.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why like I'm in PA school and stuff.
Have you done? Yes, I've learned this too, that you're in PA school.
Yes.
Have you ever done an Enneagram test?
What is that?
Okay, I wonder if you're number 2. It's the helper.
Oh.
It's a personality test. You need to take it. I'm very curious.
Oh, I've done that.
Oh, do you know what you are?
Not a helper.
Oh.
No. I don't remember. I think I got like the entertainer. at
Oh,
some
okay.
point, which is like part of, I think I'm a lot of different things. I don't know
So
how
there's
accurate
like
that
very
is.
specifics, and then you can be like a 2-wing. Like a 2-wing, you could be this, but you're a helper as well.
I did it so long ago, I don't remember.
Okay,
what
you're
it
gonna
was.
have to do it again because I'm curious. Okay, so that's true. I like that fact.
Yeah.
You love reading.
Mm-hmm.
See,
It's like, in
you like
theory,
the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
I do love that book. That's a
great
really
book.
great book.
a great
I
book.
think as of right now, I don't have time to like read all the time. And
Yes,
it's just my
fair.
attention span is so bad. And I think everybody's is because TikTok and the world and
I'm like,
the-
why
our
read when you can
phones.
scroll?
I know, it's tough. So I'm trying to get back into it because I do love a good book. But it
should
takes
join my
me
book
a
club.
little bit. Oh, you have
I've got a book club.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I'd love to.
I do it on the Off the Vine podcast. So we are reading Hannah Brown's book right now, and then she's going to come over on Monday, and we're going to do a Zoom with all of the book club members, and it's very fun.
Ooh,
It's
I
very
love
fun. Okay, you love paddleboarding, traveling, and you're excited about your Vietnamese history. I think they mean heritage.
Heritage. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that was a typo.
All true things. Yeah. All true things.
Okay, all of them are true.
Yeah, I live in Miami, so paddleboarding is like huge there. If
Yeah.
I ever just like want to go out and be in the sun, but like not be tanning and
Yeah.
sitting in the sand,
Yeah.
I'll go paddleboarding. I love to travel.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the Sagittarius in me.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm very excited about my Vietnamese heritage, which hasn't always been the case when I was growing up. So
And
definitely,
is that because just society has,
absolutely.
So that
Yeah.
must feel nice to be celebrated as
Yes.
and the first Bachelorette, and I feel like you can be like a pioneer in that way.
Absolutely. I do feel like a pioneer in that way.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, growing up, it was tough. It wasn't easy. I think not seeing a lot of Asian people in the media, on TV, I didn't know who I was looking up to for guidance. And I didn't know who I was either because, yes, I was Vietnamese because my parents are immigrants, but I'm also American because I was born here and all my friends are American and I didn't have a lot of people that looked like me. So it was an identity crisis growing up. And when you're young and you're in middle school and you're in elementary school, you want to fit in, you want everyone to like you.
Yeah.
So for a period of time, I definitely pushed away like my Vietnamese heritage and was like, I just want to be like everybody else. Like, I don't want to look different. I don't want to act different. I don't want to bring different things to lunch and have people like judge me, you know?
Oh, that breaks my heart. But yes, of course.
But it's like, it's just like when you're younger, those are the things that you like worry about. And then like through high school and college and leaving college, I was able to just really embrace like my differences. And we live in a different world now too, where it's like we openly talk about this kind of stuff. And also with Asian representation in the media, it is getting better. There's still so much work to be done. But I think because of all those combined factors, it allowed me to like explore my heritage a lot more and celebrate that and be proud of that. And that's definitely like where I'm at today.
Because it's so cool to be able to learn about where you came from. Because once you have more knowledge, I feel like you appreciate more, you learn more, you think about where everyone before you came from and the work that they've put in to get to where they are. I love that. And I think that's an important thing that the franchise is doing is, you know, starting to celebrate different. And I think they need to do it in all ways. I mean, shape, size, color, every way. And I feel like they're starting to. Well, they have started to over the years. And obviously, like you said, there's so much more work to be done. But
it's good change that's happening.
Good change that's happening. Oh, I love that.
About it.
Okay, next fun fact. You believe in aliens.
I do believe in aliens.
I do too. Don't worry.
Good. Good.
We're in this together. But I never know because Charity was like, none of these facts are true. So I'm like curious. So I'm like, do you believe in aliens? You do.
A lot of these are true. Yes. Okay. Yes, I do.
Is your TikTok just like a wormhole of aliens?
Sometimes, yeah. Depending on the time of month, if I'm like in a deep dive on aliens, then absolutely yes.
Yeah.
Have I ever had an alien encounter myself? No, but I would love to.
I feel like they're here to help us.
I think so too. I think they could be friendly.
I think they're already here. We just don't know it.
I agree. Like they're walking amongst us.
Yeah, they could be like. You're staring at us like we're crazy. That
you don't believe?
That's fair. You don't believe in aliens.
We are we're simply just. There's no way we are the only living, breathing creature in the world.
There's no way.
I might believe in aliens, but I don't believe that they're like
walking amongst us.
But okay, they may not have 2 feet walking amongst us like we see in the movies, like the aliens. But I do think that it's like technology could be a little alien-y. Like AI might be our aliens, you know?
I see where you're going with that. AI is a whole different thing.
Those are
scary.
Aliens.
Those things are scary.
I can't remember if I've talked about this on the podcast before. Sometimes I repeat myself. But my girlfriend works for head office of Facebook in London. And she said in the next 20 years, that Bachelor, like Bachelorette shows will be dating shows, but it'll be like, are you in love with a real person or AI?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I could see that happening.
Any of your guys, you think they're AI? Any robots in the crowd?
Actually, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
There definitely could be a few. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get into it because I just wanted to check in on the fun facts and see.
No, I'm glad you did. I'm glad I can confirm for everybody that these are true.
Because we don't like when people lie about, like, not that you would lie or that Charity did. It was just, I'm like, what? Who did that to you? I think everyone's really curious to see your season because, and I told you this earlier when we were doing CMA Fest on stage, it's interesting to know that we didn't know a lot about Hannah Brown. People didn't really know a lot about her before her season of The Bachelorette. And it was like, why are we picking somebody that we don't know? A lot of times we like to choose somebody that we've been rooting for. We saw them go through heartbreak, but her season is one of the best of all times. So I feel like that's something to look forward to with you. It's like, okay, we didn't see you get your heart crushed and you were crying and you were second place and we were all rooting for you. But I think we're all curious to get to know you as the Bachelorette. So for people listening or watching on YouTube, what can people expect to see? And I know you already answered this earlier today.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm sure you've repeated yourself a million times by now. What can people expect to see from your season?
I think
at this point it's already recorded.
Yes.
So you know now.
Yes. I think first and foremost, like definitely you can expect to learn a lot more about me. Yeah. I talk a lot about just like my relationship history, which obviously has a huge role in like where I'm going with all this. And then like my Vietnamese heritage, I have a lot of conversations surrounding that. And I want to say like that's kind of one of the first times I've talked about that while dating, because I just like, I don't know, I've never really had the space to do that before. I felt comfortable enough to do that before. So I definitely grew a lot in the journey, and part of that growth was me being able to finally like talk about my Vietnamese heritage and dating and all that stuff. And there's also a lot of twists and turns for sure. Yeah. I Yeah.
Did you see the twists and turns coming, or were you shocked by it? Yeah.
So shocked. Like you couldn't make it up. I was like, I cannot believe this is actually happening right now.
I remember that same thing because I go, why? Like, don't the producers want to like prep me for that? And then I go, no, because the reaction wouldn't have been as good. And yeah. Did anybody have a girlfriend?
Not that I know about.
Oh,
I mean, who knows now? I don't know.
Well, sometimes that comes up in a season, and I never know. But so you were talking earlier about. I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but we're going to go back to you going to school.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to become a PA?
Yeah. I think it started with me just like wanting to help people.
Yeah.
And so my brother was an EMT when I was growing up, and I thought it was really cool. So when I was in high school, I took an EMT course, and I became an EMT at like 17, 18.
No
it was
way.
like crazy. I was like, I'm way too young to be doing this stuff. But I really liked it, and I like the aspect of medicine that you're able to kind of like put pieces together of a puzzle and like diagnose somebody, treat somebody, and prescribe things. And I was going the med school route for a while in college, but then I realized like I wanted a better work-life balance.
Yeah.
And PAs, just that lifestyle is a lot better than physicians. And so I want to be able to help people but still have a life.
So you're going to school for that?
Yes.
Like right now?
Right now.
Holy crap. How are you balancing everything? How are you managing doing both? Because that's, I mean, being the Bachelorette, people don't really know unless you do it how much of a commitment it is for a very long amount of time. And it becomes your identity and your life, and you don't really have time for anything else. And especially during filming. So how are you doing it?
Yeah. So during filming, so after Joey's season, I took a break for Joey's season, and then I went back to school. I did like, I think a couple of rotations. So I'm in my clinical year right now. So I'm in my second year. Wow. And then I got a call, and then I became the Bachelorette. And so I took another leave of absence from school. And now that I'm back, I will be finishing up like half of my emergency rotation that I like stopped because I started filming. And so I'm going to finish that up, take an exam, and just like close that chapter. And then I'm going to take like a few more months off just because of everything that's going on right now. I want to be able to like fully like put my attention to that and not have to like split myself, because school is hard. Yeah. And I don't think I'd be able to like survive. So I'm going to take a couple more months off, and then I'll restart after that. And then I have a whole year left, and then I'll graduate.
Wow. That's so impressive. I can't even imagine when I was doing Bachelorette and Bachelor, I had 3 different jobs, but they were very easy to leave, like restaurant. I was working, I was helping my friend with a nonprofit. I was teaching like spin classes, like very easy things to just be like, well, I'm not coming back for you anyways. But to have like something that you're passionate about, a career, going to school, that must be crazy to like, we're just going to hold, I've got national television to be making. Like, that's crazy.
Well, this was not in my bingo card this year. Let me tell you that. And it's not the traditional PA school route. Like, nobody does this.
Right.
So I think it's going to be, it's different. I don't know what it's going to look like when I'm in the hospital, when I'm working. I think it's going to be a little crazy for a while.
People will be like not doing well in the hospital, but they'll be like, can I get a selfie?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to have a patient bleeding out on the table, and they're like, wait a second, are you Jenn Tran? I'm like, no, we got to move on.
You're going to have to like have a whole new idea, like blonde wig and like.
I think so. Yeah. I was just thinking that. I think I'm going to wear glasses, a little mask, and it'll be fine.
Well, have you started to get a taste of people recognizing you and like being like, wait a second?
Yes. I definitely, like, you just notice it when somebody's eyes are on you. Yeah. And I think at first when it started, I was really shy, and I kind of just like, let it happen. But now I'm like, yes, I am her. Yeah, yes. I am Jenn. Yes.
As you should.
Yeah.
But I think I do think it's an interesting thought and thing to think about, coming out of literally doing television on such a huge platform and then wanting to work a regular job where people do recognize you. Is that something that you've thought about? And like,
absolutely. Yeah. I'm scared for what that's going to bring and what that's going to look like, because being a physician assistant, it's not, I don't know. It's so different from reality TV. So, I mean, I'm going to navigate it as best as I can. And I just hope, I mean, like, it'll die down. You know, it's not going to be like this crazy forever.
I'm glad you know that, because it really, it's, I mean, and if you want it to die down, it will. If you don't want it to die down, you can like make it a grind in whatever direction you want to go. But if you are, you know, thinking of finishing school and doing that, you can literally do whatever you want.
There's just so many avenues that are open for me now, and I'm so grateful. And I think that I will want to graduate PA school because I've put so much into it, and I'm so passionate about it, and I want to be able to do that, and I want to be able to work in that, but I'm not going to work in that forever, right? So, and there's other opportunities, other things that I want to explore and do with my life, and and that's the thing. Like I think when I was younger, I was so focused on the fact that I had a timeline on my life. I was like, when I was younger, I thought I was going to get engaged at 24. I was going to get married at 25, like all these things.
Babies at 26.
Yes. Yeah. I was going to graduate college, go straight to med school, like whatever. Like, so like when we're younger, we just have that in our heads. But now that I'm here, I'm like, I have so much life left to live. I do not need to put a timeline on things. And like, I can be a PA at any point in my life.
Literally any point you want.
Anytime.
I love that. I'm so part of this. I don't know. I'm 38 and I'm almost 39, and I just see this change in younger women, and I'm like so excited for it, because we all have had that timeline in our brain of where we're supposed, and it's so much pressure. But I find that the younger generation, which you little baby, you're part of that. People are starting to realize that and going, wait, I can still live my life, do what I want to do, follow my dreams. I can always have this. Like, I feel like more and more, not just women, just people in general are starting to realize the power and the control that they have of their own destiny.
Yes.
Which is cool.
I agree. I agree.
All right, if you've been dreaming of the perfect bed setup, now is the time to make it a reality. The Boll & Branch annual summer event is here, and you can get 20% off site-wide. Save big on their best sellers like the signature hemmed sheets. They feel buttery soft and super breathable, perfect for any weather. Made with 100% organic cotton and the highest quality threads, these sheets are completely traceable. From the moment I tried them, I was legit hooked. They start silky soft and get even softer with every wash. The difference compared to my old sheets is night and day, and the quality of the comfort are unmatched, and I wake up feeling refreshed and well rested every single morning. Sometimes don't want to get out of those sheets. Plus, Boll & Branch offers a 30-night worry-free guarantee, so if you don't love them, you can send them back with free returns on all U.S. orders. And it's not just sheets. They have the airiest blankets, most cloud-like duvets, fluffiest pillows, and so much more. Get the best savings of the season during Boll & Branch's annual summer event. For a limited time, you can get 20% off site-wide, plus free shipping and a free gift with qualifying purchases at bollandbranch.com with promo code VINE20. That's BOLLAND branch.com. Promo code VINE20 for 20% off and a free gift. Exclusions apply. See site for details. Okay, small, easy changes in your skincare routine can give you incredible results. Everybody's secret weapon these days is Dime Beauty. Dime Beauty is a clean, high-end skincare that is affordable, and when I say clean, Dime is 100% transparent about every single ingredient, so you can use their products daily with confidence. Now, if you want to take the guesswork out of your routine, I do suggest starting with their Works collection. The Restorative Night Cream, best thing ever. So you don't have to remember the order of a 10-step routine. Some people don't have time for that. The Works system is everything you need in one powerful package, and it includes a gentle cleanser, a toner, 2 incredible serums, and 2 luxurious moisturizers. Plus, Dime's sold-out retinol alternative, the TBT cream, is finally back in stock, so make sure to check that out while you are there and imagine all of the benefits without the peeling redness and all those issues that come with the retinol. Dime has over 2 million happy customers, and their product reviews are literally all 5 stars, so if you haven't checked out Dime, where have you been? Love your skin again? Go to dimebeautyco.com to unlock your discount. That's dimebeautyco.com. Dime Beauty, clean, affordable, luxurious skincare.
But I also think as women, we still do have a timeline. So, like, if you want
biologically speaking, yes.
If you want certain things in your life, there is. So there's also that part of it.
I froze my eggs, so
yeah.
I
honestly, I probably will too.
You should.
We'll see.
It's honestly the best. Because, I mean, it's still not a guarantee.
Right.
You know, but it's still nice to feel like a little bit of insurance on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And to feel like you have control over like when you want to do things and not like just like push for something or enter something that you want to do just because something is in the back of your head.
Like, I could never speak like you're speaking at the age of 26, by the way. Like,
thank you.
I'm on the board for this company called Free to Be. We're trying to get these programs in schools for younger kids, like 5th graders, to learn more about who they are and celebrate who they are and not feel the pressures of, again, just
I love
sizes,
that.
shapes, and colors of what humans are supposed to be, and feelings not being good or bad. Like we're trying to get into education systems through it, and it's so fascinating to me because if I was in the grades that they were, we talk about what does it feel like to think of what perfect would look like to you at this age, and they're like boys will be like white males with this hair, like this is what I feel is, and they're really like thought out answers, and but this is who I am and this is what I want to celebrate. And I'm like, at that age I would have been like, I don't know, I want to be pretty.
Same.
And so seeing, and even for you, 26, I was just like, I don't fucking know. I'm just like getting by hour to a restaurant. Like I couldn't do what you're doing, to be honest with you. I really couldn't. And I feel like the Bachelorette came at the right time for me in my life because I'd done therapy and gone through some hard things, and I was in a different point in my life. I was turning 30. So it's interesting to know that, you're 26, it's very young, and able to navigate such a difficult and challenging situation that you're in.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's definitely not
I'm proud of yourself.
easy. Thank you. I really am. I am. And I do feel like a baby in some senses, but I also feel like I've grown so much. I put so much work in me and in like knowing what I want to do and who I am, and so it really does feel like this opportunity came at like the pristine time.
But you're representing for women in so many different ways. I mean, for you to be one of the first, you are the first.
Yes, Asian-American Bachelorette.
Yes, you are the first. That's you're, like you said, for growing up, you never got to look up to people that look like you. You get to be that for younger women. And not only that, but just to say the things that you're saying. You can do what you want to do. You can be who you want to be. You can get to know yourself and love yourself and figure it all out. And if you can do it on national television, anyone can do it.
Just wait until I watch this all. I'm like, wait a second.
Let's talk about that. When it all unfolds and you're watching it back on TV, is there anything that you are dreading watching back that you're like, not that you have regrets, but that you're like, I didn't handle that properly? Or do you feel like you're like, nope, I did it every way I should have?
I don't have regrets in any like decisions that I made because I trusted myself very much, and I still do. I think that everything happened the way it was supposed to. I think that I regret the steamy makeouts because my family will be watching.
That's you got to do those.
But you got to.
I think makeouts. You don't want to be like pecs on the we want to see steamy makeouts.
I know, but it's just like, it's funny because the first time around I was so aware of like the cameras and everything, and then the second time around I was like, what do you mean? I'm just living my life. So like in my head, I was like, this isn't going to be televised anymore. Mom and Dad won't have to watch this.
Well, you were in the moment, and I think that's important.
It is. Yeah. It very much is. So
I think that's something I did a little too well on my season. I was very much in each moment and forgot about the cameras. But I do think I think that's important.
Yeah,
I think to
it is.
Do what you need to do.
And to be authentic in it. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
It's like a gift to be able to forget that the cameras are there and actually be in it. It's necessary. How did you mentally or physically or both prepare to be the Bachelorette? Like, did you have time to prepare?
I mean, how do you even prepare for something like that? So how it all happened was, we had meetings about it. And so it was after Joey's season, it was in the talks. We had meetings, we did interviews, like whatever. So I wasn't thinking like, I don't know, I wasn't like, oh, it's definitely going to be me. Yeah. Because I knew that there were other people in contention as well. And so I didn't really like prepare for it in any kind of way. Yeah. But then when I did get that call, I was like, oh shit.
It's happening.
I was like, oh, what do I do with school? I was like, what am I going to do with my life? Yeah. This is crazy. And honestly, I didn't have a strategy. I didn't know what to do. I really was just like, I'm going to be myself. Yeah. At the end of the day. And in the beginning, like I did have a lot of imposter syndrome. I was like, am I the right person for this? Am I confident enough for this? Do I like myself enough for this?
You're also dealing with Bachelor Nation who has opinions, whether it's who they wanted or was rooting for, or if it wasn't. Like everyone has strong opinions, and that must be hard to deal with.
Well, that was the other part of it too, was I wasn't sure I wanted it because I am a very private person.
Yeah.
I don't like having my
Not anymore. You aren't.
love. I know, unfortunately for me.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know if I want my life out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want my story out
Yeah.
there. And that was part of it. I was
Yeah.
like, there's going to be so much going on. And I decided to do it. And I think that there's going to be pros and cons to it all. At the end of the day, like, I am the first Asian American Bachelorette, and to have the limelight on that, and to be inspiring so many people and be a part of this change in a whole generation is something that I wanted to do.
Well, it's cool that you didn't feel, well, and you can correct me, like that's a big responsibility and pressure. Did you feel that, or did you really lean in and embrace it, or both?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I leaned in and embraced it, but there were times where, I had conversations about my heritage, and I was like, am I talking about this in the right way? Am I using the right verbiage? Because I'm like, I don't know how other people are going to look at this, but all I know is my truth.
Yeah.
And I don't want to offend anyone, but I also want to be able to speak my truth and how I feel about things. So yes, I definitely thought about it sometimes, but at the end of the day, any exposure is good exposure about it, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, especially because I couldn't speak on it, I couldn't. So you're the best person to do that. It is who you are.
Yeah.
It is your truth.
Yeah.
So you can't, you're
Exactly.
of course you can worry about how you're saying it, but like you said, the end of the day, it is who you are.
Yeah.
I asked you this earlier too, but did anything surprise you about being the Bachelorette? If you think back, because this is recent that you did filming, what was something that surprised you about being the Bachelorette? How crazy the guys are over you? And I was when they stood up and clapped when I walked into a room, I was like, oh.
A little bit, yeah. That every time I walked into a room and they were all just staring at me, waiting for me to speak. I'm
like hanging on the edge of their seat for everything that comes out of your mouth.
I've never had that before.
Yeah.
I've never had to think about what I was gonna say, because I was like, oh shit, if I say something, they're gonna overthink about that
Everything.
one
And
word or something.
because you've been in that position too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was definitely crazy for me, for sure.
There's certain things that I don't remember, and then there's a lot of little specifics that I remember from being Bachelorette, and I remember being very aware, when I walk into a room, just the eyes all on you and hanging on, and I was like, oh shit, I said that, and the one guy looked and he was like, she's talking to me, and I'd be like, I wasn't, but shit, and there's so many different personalities to take care of.
Yes, but the other power in that is that you can make a whole speech and maybe at somebody on the side, and I kind of had a couple of those.
I did those all the time.
Yeah.
I'd be making certain words, I'd make eye contact with the right ones and be like, I think my husband is in this room.
I know.
Did you say it? Did you say, I think my husband's in this room?
At least 10 times a day. At least 10 times a day.
Yes.
But I meant it.
Yes, but I used to get so annoyed at the little cheesy sayings throughout Bachelor and Bachelorette, the journey, this is amazing, my husband's in this room, right reasons, wrong reasons. Now I live for those moments on TV. I'm it's iconic.
Yes, it really is. Although one thing that I hate saying is these connections, but there really isn't a better word for it.
No.
I mean, I guess you could say relationships, but
No,
I cringed every time I had to say connections. I was like, no, not again.
Well, now we know, because people, Bachelor Nation out there does bingo cards and drinking games.
Yes.
So connections, write that one down. You're going to say it a lot.
That's a big
husband's
one.
in this room,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Do you have a type? When you were going in to be the Bachelorette, did you know what you were looking for? Did you have a type, or did people surprise you?
Yes, people surprised me. I think with my dating, I have a bad dating history. I've never picked the right guys.
Of course. None of us have.
No.
If you're not married yet, none of us have picked the right ones.
No, but I think I've always dated just men who just, I don't know, weren't giving me everything that I needed and were giving me the bare minimum. I just had a lot of work to do in that area, right? So going into it, I knew that I had a vibe maybe that I liked. And I think that maybe the vibe that I usually go for isn't the best vibe.
Right, sure. But that's all of us in our 20s.
Yes. And I think I was able to explore that and also explore other vibes too that I didn't necessarily always go for. So, I mean, my type maybe changed a little bit through the journey. And it really was just all about me knowing what I deserve.
Good. Did you find what you deserve?
How do I answer this?
Well, I see it's the media training is kicking in. I'm like, what do you got?
I don't know if I can speak on that
fair.
specifically, but I will say, like, I'm happy with how it ended.
Okay, good.
I think, and not even just how it ended, but how everything played out. Like, it just makes so much sense for me, and I just grew so much and learned so much that, like, the way everything played out just is like, oh, I'm so excited to watch it.
I love that. I don't think a lot of people feel that way.
Really?
When their season ends, that they're excited to watch it. I mean, I was shitting my pants and like terrified and a lot of mixed emotions. Excited, maybe a little bit, but more terrified.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What were you terrified about?
I just dare you to go watch 2 episodes of my season and see what happens.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that I haven't before.
Oh, no, please don't. You're like 12.
Oh, gosh.
You were literally like, no, you were 16.
Okay.
So it's okay. But it was
I'm gonna
a
go
doozy of a season. No, you don't have time. I'll give you cliff notes at the end. Everybody
perfect.
who's listening already knows. Okay, let's face it. Sometimes multitasking is overwhelming. Like when your favorite song's playing, the person next to you is talking, your car fan is blasting, all while you're trying to find the perfect parking spot. But then again, sometimes multitasking can be easy, like quoting with Progressive Insurance. They do the hard work of comparing rates so you can find a great rate that works for you, even if it's not with them. Just give their nifty comparison tool a try and you might just find that getting the rate and coverage you deserve is easy. All you need to do, visit Progressive's website and get a quote with all of the coverages that you want, like comprehensive and collision coverage or personal injury protection. And then you'll see Progressive's direct rate and their tool will provide options from other companies all lined up, ready to compare, so it's simple to choose the rate and coverages that you like. Press play on comparing auto rates, quote at progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. Joey told me that his season, the ending had never happened like that before. You also said your season ending has never happened before.
Oh, God. I don't know if I was supposed to say
Keep
that.
drinking the Spade and Sparrows. I'm lubing you up. No, that's a great teaser. So what? I mean, I have so many guesses now. I just went through my head. Okay, let me ask you this before.
Oh, gosh.
I asked you if you have a type. Do you have major red flags that you were looking for in men?
Major red flags that I was looking for?
Yeah, like you know how you're like, I'm going to make sure, like if he's there for the Instagram followers or certain things, like, were there red flags that you were like, if I see this, you're out?
Oh, for sure.
What were they?
I mean, I would ask these guys, like, how did you get here? Like, and you know, if they were like, if they didn't have like an answer that I believed, then obviously I'd be like, I don't know about this guy.
Were you cutthroat on your season? Were you like out, or did you give people chances? Because you're an empathetic person.
Both, a little bit of both.
Okay, that's great.
I think I was cutthroat in some decisions, and I was also empathetic in some of them. I think there was a lot of times where I wanted to be cutthroat, but the empathy kicked in too. So there's. But yeah,
people at home are going to be like, why would she pick? It's probably like the last rose and everyone's like, send him home. And you're going to be like, Kyle. Is there Kyle on your season?
No, there isn't. No. Not that I know of, unless I'm forgetting
no,
something.
Jen, no.
No.
Are you nervous for, I guess, people that are watching with all their strong opinions? Are you nervous for how people are going to react to your season, or do you let that get to you?
Depends on the day.
I'm the exact same way. I'm always like, depends if I'm on my period or not. Because if I am, I'm like, everyone, I hate everyone, I'm crying.
Usually I'm pretty like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
like,
good.
I know who I am and I'm confident in that, and I made the right decisions for me and I did me, and then that's all I can ask for. But then there are days where I log onto Instagram and there's just a lot of hate on there, or a lot of like mean people, and
really mean
people. Like
not just like, oh, I don't like her.
No, it's
very
like
mean.
Vile. Vile.
Yeah.
And they're not just the comments. I get DMs. I'm like, how is someone this angry about someone they don't know that they want to
just
send
trying
me
to find love?
Like yes.
You.
Like, what did I do to you?
No.
It's things like that sometimes, yes, gets to me for sure. But at the end of the day, like, I have to realize that these people don't know me at all.
No.
And I just have to keep living my life. And some days I just don't even log on to Instagram because I'm like, I need a mental health break.
Good.
Yeah.
God, I love your generation. Like, we didn't do that in my 20s. We didn't take mental health breaks.
Right. I mean, it wasn't as like, you know, like now it's like okay to do that. Back in the day, like nobody was talking about mental health back then.
I love that you do that for yourself.
Well, when I was filming, that was the best time of my life because I didn't have a phone.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it was the most freeing experience of my life because you just like, when you're on your phone, you're constantly connected to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever it is. And then also like the 500 people that you're texting. So your brain is like overloaded with information. Yeah. And sometimes I feel like I can't have a conversation with a person because I'm thinking about what's on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so to have that like erased was
it
so
makes you more
nice.
present for sure.
Way more present.
Which is obviously important in finding a relationship that you're serious about, you know? Like even when people watch you, you're the Bachelorette. They think they know you.
Right.
Your Instagram, they think they know you. You're sharing so much information about yourself. And of course, people see a side of you, but nobody will ever really know who you are except for the people that, you know, are in your life.
Exactly.
And just hang on to that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to try to.
We added you into the Bachelorette chat today.
I'm so excited.
You are in officially with all the Bachelorettes. And we are all here for you. Like it's very supportive group of women. So if you ever need anyone to lean on or advice, or like even if you're like I need to vent, like no one in that group chat judges, or like everyone just wants to support you. So I hope you know that. That's a lot of
Thank you. That means a lot.
A lot of women that want to support you.
Women supporting women. That's what I love.
Yes. And that's a lot of that going on in there. I always make people give me a confession on my podcast, something embarrassing that's happened to you, whether that be on the season, something that you're like, this still haunts me every night before I go to sleep. Like something in your life that you're like, I've never told this story before. It's so embarrassing.
Oh God. Kaitlyn, what are you doing to me?
I do it to everyone. I'm literally building in my house. I'm building a podcast studio, and the closet is getting turned into a confession booth.
Oh my gosh.
For people to go in, because this is such a big part of the podcast.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Like
you're gonna have like a black book of like people's most embarrassing moments ever. I love that.
I do. And there's been some doozies on the podcast. I'm trying to think like people have told me some really gnarly shitting their pants stories.
I have one of those. But
please, well, pick your.
I'm gonna pick my poison.
Yeah, pick your poison.
That's maybe for the next time I see you.
Okay, fair. So we'll do another interview when you are either with someone or not, and at the end, and then you can tell me in front of them you're shitting your pants.
Yes.
But until then, tell me a different one.
Do that. Okay. Oh gosh.
This is I love this. Everybody's reaction goes, okay. Oh no. Oh God. Okay, we're gonna
yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only reason why I'm thinking about this is because I was on the plane coming here and I was thinking like, when was the last time I was in Nashville? Last time I was in Nashville was 3 years ago. I met my very, very toxic ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
I was thinking about like that relationship, and then I was going through my notes app because, actually this is how it started. I was clearing out my photo album and my tags and my emails as one does on a plane.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm going to clear out my notes app. And then I was scrolling through my notes app, and then, you know, naturally I had like 10 essays from 3 years ago when I was in a very bad relationship. And, you know, like when you're in a bad relationship, you write essays to the guy because they're not giving you everything you want, right?
Of course.
So I'm reading through these, whatever. And so what I thought of is when we broke up.
Yeah.
So I was in Miami. He had just helped me move down to Miami. And then he went back to New York, and we were just like having a bit of a rough patch, but like the whole relationship was really rough. So it was just like not a good relationship. And how he broke up with me was we were on FaceTime. We were having like a little bit of a tiff over something. And he was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't think we should continue dating. And I just don't want to talk to you right now. Hangs up the phone and like doesn't give me like an explanation, like doesn't like give me anything, you know? And like this is a person that I spent an entire year with. So naturally I was like besides myself. I was like, what the hell just happened? Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. I was calling. He wasn't answering. He wasn't texting me. He just like dropped off the face of the earth essentially for a whole week.
Classic little coward.
Yes.
Okay.
So then for that whole week, I was really upset, and I was crying in my apartment. I lived in a 1-bedroom at the time. Every single night and day, sad. I'd wake up, I'd be crying, I'd go to school, I'd go home, I'd be crying. Like it was just like, I didn't know how else to control these kinds of emotions that I was having. I was just like, what the hell is going on with my life? Whatever. And I, you know, there's quiet criers, there's ugly criers, and then there's me, screaming criers.
Hey, there's no better way to get it out.
Like, it sounded like The Purge. Like, I was like, it was like I was possessed, and I was like trying to get something out of me. It was really,
you probably were trying to get something out of you. Emotions, you're like,
for hours at a time. And so at the end of the week, somebody knocked on my door. and was like, what the hell's going on in here? Like, we've been hearing like screams for the past week. And I was like, I was mid crying already. So I was like tearing up and I was like, and she was like, is there somebody in here with you? Is somebody like hitting you? Like, are you okay? We're going to have to call the cops. And I was like, no, like everything's fine. I'm just like upset. I'm so sorry. I have no idea what's going on.
Oh my god!
And she threatened to call the cops on me. Like I was like, she's like, this has got to stop.
You're just by yourself trying to process heartbreak, and they're like, "Are you being injured in there?" Because the noises coming out are
It was
scary.
that bad. It was the noises were that bad.
sad.
I was so embarrassed. I was like, holy shit! I didn't know how thin the walls were.
That is so sad and also very funny.
Yeah.
Now.
Yes.
Now.
Funny now. In the moment, I was like, oh my gosh.
No,
help.
that's I've been there. The cops were also called on me once for my.
Oh my gosh.
That was also when I got broken up with.
Oh.
And
so we're the same.
Yes,
this is good.
I literally was screaming so loud, crying that the cops were called, and they had to separate me and my ex. And there was no physical, emotional abuse going on. It was just me screaming.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I feel so much better now.
That's what this
we're
is
kind
for.
of the same.
The
Okay.
confessions are always for you to get it off your chest, feel better. Yes. Everyone at home is going to relate to you as well.
It's okay to scream and cry.
It's literally encouraged.
Yes.
It's encouraged because
is.
I always say we're like children. We need to get the emotions out somehow. And sometimes a scream cry is
the best way to do it. And then after that day, I never screamed and cried again.
See? Something shifts in your brain. Exactly. You let it all out.
Yeah, I just needed 7 days of straight screaming and crying in my apartment. I actually feel bad for my neighbor. I should have said something.
Are you still in that apartment?
No. Oh. God, no. I moved immediately.
Okay. You're like, sold the place the next day.
I would see her near my mailbox, like every time I go get my mail, and I would just like be so ashamed. I was so embarrassed.
It's all learning lessons.
Yes,
everything, the tables have turned. Mm-hmm. You are now the Bachelorette.
No more screaming, crying.
No more scream crying. Well, and unless you need to.
Yes, unless I need to.
Okay, well, thank you so much. This was, do you feel like?
I do, I feel way better. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad I got that off my chest.
You guys just missed a really great story, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
a really embarrassing one. You'll
tune
have to
into
watch.
Off the Vine to listen, and that's amazing. Okay, tell everyone where they can find you, and that's pretty much it.
Like my Instagram and stuff?
Sure, I don't know. But I always say this at the end.
I think my Instagram name is Jenn Tran X. Why is there an X there?
I was gonna ask.
It's in my emails too. Like it's so embarrassing when I go to the store and they ask me for an email and I have to say there's an X there, and I feel very Gen Z about it. And I don't know.
But that's actually kind of funny because nothing beats when I got a call back for a dance audition, and they were like, "What's your email address?" And I had to say CandyKiss69.
No, you did not.
Yeah, so that's when I changed it.
At least I changed. I used to be JT Skater 24. And before that, I was Little Miss Pink Pup 24. Oh, God.
And did you ever skateboard?
No, but I ice skated. So that's where it played a role.
I had a skateboard that said girl power on it, but I never touched it. But I was like, I'm a skater girl.
That works.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to watch everything. Me. And again, you're in the chat now with all the Bachelorettes. So we're here
blowing
for you.
up the group chat every episode.
Blow it up. Every Monday, blow it up. We will all be, there'll be 21 women waiting to support you.
Oh, that actually sounds so nice.
Isn't it nice?
I love a nice group of women just supporting women.
Well, that's what this is. It's the best. So thank you, and we're all here for you.
Thank you for having me. I like it's been so great to actually like finally get to meet you and talk to you.
I know it's
and
nice.
You're just like the absolute best.
No, you are.
No, you are.
We bonded earlier when we were about to go on stage and we shared a tequila shot. Okay. I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. I'll see you next Tuesday. See you next